Hello to all the fans and friends of Equine Affaire. This is Guy McLean. I'm over here in Australia at my property Nuggets Rest, and behind me I have my beautiful Australian stock horse stay-in, Dreaming of Abby, his darling bride, Warrenbro Romeo's lass, and their beautiful foal. We've got a bunch of black cockatoos behind us, which is a bird that tells us when rain's coming. We had a little bit of rain last night and we sure need it here. This November, we're not going to be able to be over there with you. We're here in Australia and a lot of things have changed, and it's fantastic that Equine Affaire is trying to put on something for you all because they want to keep you engaged, and I love the opportunity to be able to talk to you as well, because Equine Affaire is one of my favourite events that I get to perform with across the world. So I've been asked some questions here, and please excuse me whilst I read them. Guy, what do you do for fun when not performing? I've been asked this on television and on radio and also in print for many years. Not only what would I do when not performing, but what would I do if I wasn't a horseman? What else would I do? And my answer is always this: I can't imagine my life without horses. This is not something that I do, this is something that I am. I call myself a horseman because I love the word. I love the fact that it puts the horse before the man. And when I'm not around horses, I don't feel right. Probably once a year, the only thing I do is when we're over in America, I like to snow ski a little bit. It's probably the closest thing to horses that I have, the freedom of movement. But when I'm not with horses, I'm dreaming about with horses. If I'm not performing, I want to be around working with them. Right now I'm training horses for the public because of COVID-19, and I'm already getting excited about performing. That beautiful stallion behind me is going to lead my Australian stock horse team over here when things open up again. So when I'm not performing, when I'm not around horses, I'm often thinking about it and wanting to be back there doing it. Horses are my life, my living and my love, and I don't know what I'd do without them. My second one is share something we do not like to know about you and your performances. I suppose the biggest thing that you probably don't know is I sit in the alleyway before we go in. And years ago I used to have a plan. And a lot of wonderful acts, they have a choreographed act that they go in and that they share. And I have definite things that I want to share with you, like the 3 horses over the 1 and spin Abby cantering backwards and doing all these flying changes. That's something that I want to put in every act. But I suppose what you don't know is that I sit in the alleyway now and I say to my horses, who rub beautiful spin Abby on the neck, and I say, my dear boy, thank you for carrying me. Thank you for sharing your brilliance with the world. I reach over to my wonderful gelding Hope, who's on the far side, and this is the horses that you see in November, that you see in Equine Affaire. I normally have obviously have a different team here. I reach over to Hope and I thank him for being my number 1. I thank him for being the strong being that holds my team together. Then I rub either Mate or Aussie, who's the one that's closest from there, and I say to them, thank you for being that strong man, the one that follows along and is just that good stoic boy. And then whether it's Lightning or Denny standing beside me, I rub them on the forelock and I thank them for being the comedian of the team. I say, whatever you go out and do today, I thank you for your brilliance. Those 4 horses are my family and my friends when I ride into the arena with you, and I ask them to give their very best show, whatever that may be. And sometimes when the show goes perfect for me and I'm happy with everything, it's not as fun as when Denny makes up his own mind or Lightning does something on his own. So I certainly love to say to them, come out and give us your very best show, and they invariably do. So that's something you probably didn't know. And I know for a fact, saying that, the horses don't understand what I say. But when we talk from our heart, and we share it with our animals, and we speak to them as though they're important to us, they act like that. And I know that my horses may not understand what I say, but I know that they feel me as I feel them. If you could share a message with all of your Fantasia fans, what would that be? I think the message is because most of you are horse lovers and you're into the horse business in some shape, way or form, is to never forget what brought you into it in the first place. A lot of people come up to me and say, we don't change. They say, stay humble, stay who you are. I am still the young horse boy that I was many, many years ago. My body's getting older, I don't look quite the same, but I'm still that little Guy McLean that loves them. I want to look over here and look at my 2-year-olds. I want to look behind here and look at my foal. They capture my heart and they capture my mind, and they've always done that for me. So I think to the fans, that whatever brought you into the industry, whether it was the smell of them or be around them or just the connection, don't ever lose that. And always work on something when you're training with your horses that makes you want to come and ride them tomorrow. I have horses in here that don't belong to me. They have to go home to their owners. But I always have to finish on something that makes me excited to ride them tomorrow. Horsemanship is a constant conversation. When we're talking to someone, we might say things, especially when we're trying to teach each other. And I want you to know that while we're trying to teach our horse about us, they're definitely trying to teach us about them. The young horse is trying to say, I want you to understand my language and who I am and what I need. And as a trainer, it's for me to say, I understand you, I respect you, I know where you're coming from, but you need to change your mind to work in my world. If I was to go to Germany, I wouldn't be able to speak Australian all the time. I'd have to speak in a German tongue for them to understand me. So when we have that back and forth with their horses, they're going to try and say things. Often when I have a moment when my horses aren't doing what I want, I go to bed and I go, I wish they'd understand me more. They're not quite getting it. I know for a fact my horse is saying the same thing. I wish this man would understand me more, not quite getting it. But the idea is for me to always finish on something when my horse says, I can't wait to see him in the morning. And when I say, I can't wait to get back on them. Never forget what brought you into the horse industry. If you're chasing the ribbons now, or you're chasing the trophies, or you're chasing the notoriety, look back to when all you were doing was chasing time spent with them, just to put your arms around them. I never ever want to get to the stage to where I just don't want to be near them because I love the smell of them and love being beside them. Because I talk so long, I have to refresh this. What do I look most forward to at Equine Affaire? And this is my last question. I look forward to being at one of the greatest shows in the world, where there's horsemen and women from all across the world. I get to rub shoulders with Olympians there. I get to ride in the warm-up arena with some of the greatest riders in dressage and show jumping. And obviously my peers in the performance world, up against the very best Liberty trainers. And they say steel sharpens steel. I'm not going to tell you I don't look and see what they're doing and rise to that. If I ride into the arena after an incredible act that's just had a standing ovation, that pumps me up. I want to go in there and do the same. There's not a performer that goes into that arena that doesn't want to be the star of the show, but I know for a fact that we're all there just to honour the horse. There's thousands upon thousands of people that turn up there basically like a church, all to honour the horse, whether it be from people that love the Australian stock horses like me when I get to share them, to the quarter horse lovers, the shies, the paints, the pintos, the Pasafinos. Equine Affaire has it all. And I love the fact that we're all there for the one reason, for the love of the horse. I sincerely wish that we were back and we were able to perform and that we could be with you, but I'm committed to, and my beautiful wife behind the camera, Emily, we're both committed to getting back to America as soon as we can. And we're very excited about the opportunity to once more perform for the incredible crowds at Equine Affaire. We hope you're all doing well. Please go home, give your horse a hug for me. Take care. See ya.